The first question they asked themselves was, why do people buy motorcycles? Now, unlike Sao Paulo, where they ride them like crazy on the roads I saw the other day, right? And they are young people who can't afford to buy a car and who enjoy getting hurt and killing themselves on the road. A death wish, as we call it in America. But even in India, where I'm from, people buy motorcycles because they can't afford to buy a car. But in America, people buy motorcycles as a hobby, right? At least Harley Davidson motorcycle, because they cost $20,000 more than a car. So then they asked another question. Why do people have hobbies? Again, it sounds like a really stupid question, but I'll tell you where they get to from here. The question was, why do they have hobbies? And the insight for them was, because come on, 100 years ago, your ancestors and mine were not running around doing hobbies. Right? So why do people have hobbies? And it was true. The traditional reasons people have hobbies is escape, relaxation, enjoyment, self-expression, self-discovery. But in the last 20 years in the US, people pursue hobbies for another reason. They pursue hobbies to meet other people. It's interesting. You see, the traditional way in which people met other people was through their neighborhood, your neighbors. They met them through their church, and they met them through their family connection. What's happening in the US at least is people don't go to church anymore. People don't know their neighbors anymore, right? And their families are spread all over the place. But human beings are still social. So what they had discovered, this is again a very simple insight for Harley, is people pursue hobbies to also try to meet other people, just to have a social life. So what did Harley do? They introduced, based on that simple idea, about 20 years ago, Harley launched a club called the Harley Owners Group. And every dealership in the United States hosts this club for the local community of Harley owners. And they organize social events. They will organize a social riding, going on a drive from here to there. They also organize summer vacations. If you want to go on a summer vacation, you take your motorcycle to the Harley dealership in your town. They will ship the bike to wherever you want to drive from. They usually like they do Alaska to California. So they ship your bike to Alaska. You fly there, and they will introduce you to 20 strangers who you don't know, and you will all ride down the coastline together. It's a beautiful drive, and you're not doing it alone. And every evening you're meeting, hanging out with them, and wherever you stop for the night, if there's a local Harley club, they will host you. Right? So suddenly now you have created an extended social network for these people. So am I buying a Harley Davidson just for the motorcycle or something else? Right? So I start to and then I want to share with you how once you have this insight, you can use it in many different ways. So it's by coincidence, after Harley Davidson, let me finish the Harley story. So what they discovered is when people got together to talk among themselves, these Harley owners, what do they talk about? What do they have in common? Motorcycles. They talked about motorcycles. They talked about how their motorcycles were unique. So they found that Harley Davidson owners were all customizing their motorcycles so they could talk about it. So Harley launched a parts and accessories business about 10 years ago. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. 75% of Harley Davidson motorcycles are customized before they leave the dealership. The average amount of money spent on customization of the motorcycle is $4,000. This is big business. All based on a very simple idea that I don't sell motorcycles. Similar to a company saying, I don't sell lettuce. Right? So you have to ask yourself the question. Now let me give you a more retail-related example. I saw the coffee from Nestle over here. So I had gone after Harley. By coincidence, I went to Starbucks. I was talking to people at Starbucks. And several people kept correcting me saying, Professor, you keep saying we're a coffee company. We're not a coffee company. So I said, what are you then? They said, we are a coffee house experience company. And I said, come on, I don't believe this kind of marketing, PR. We don't sell coffee, we sell